Okay, there's a lot of videos about credit card rewards, and sometimes it makes a dude like me think, if this one gives me 5% back on groceries, then that one gives me 8% back on Ubers and travel, and this other one gives me $200 if I spend $500 in the first month, why the f shouldn't I just get all of them? Then I think, well, if the other use of credit cards, other than them juicy free tendies they reward back as cashback and rewards, is to build credit, is it good to have multiple credit cards? Or is that gonna give my credit score the flying uppercut? That's what this video is about. I'm also gonna give you guys some juicy tips at the end, so make sure you stick through the entire thing. Okay, so first, to get right into it, having more than one credit card can actually help your credit score by making it easier to keep your debt utilization ratio low. What the f does that mean? So the credit score gods out there will tell you that you should never utilize more than 30% of your available credit per card frickin' ever. Otherwise, it can bring down your entire credit score. It's called your debt utilization ratio. So as an example, basically, if you have a credit limit of say $1,000 and you charge $500 to your card in a month, you're using a 50% ratio. That's above the 30% that you should use. Now, if you're using your credit card to pay off things like, gas and groceries, at least here in California, you could probably go over that $300 pretty easily. It wouldn't be that hard to do. So in that example, you can see how easy using your credit card for just normal things, groceries, gas, you can get above that 30% ratio, and that's bad for your credit score. That's not what you want to do, right? But if you have two cards, both with $1,000 credit limit, you can use one for groceries and the other for gas or whatever else expense that you're using your credit cards on, and you can keep both under a 30% ratio. So now that we get how one of those sneaky dark rules that no one tells you about when they sign you up for a flashy sexy rewards card can actually totally f you sideways with your credit score, how many credit cards is too many credit cards? So FICO, which is one of the major credit scoring agencies, says that having too many credit cards open that aren't being utilized can be bad for your credit score. So don't just go around opening 15 credit cards like it's a freaking Oprah episode. Another major thing to not do is to not open up a lot, say 3 or 4 credit cards in a short period of time, because this can also look super sketchy. There's actually a rule that Chase Bank, called the 524 rule, which means that they won't let you open any more credit cards if you've opened more than 5 in the last 24 months. So in my opinion, having 2 cards is probably totally the right number, although 3 for me would probably be my personal max as long as I'm actively using the cards and of course paying them off every single month. Okay, so other than spreading your debt ratio around, why else in the world would you have multiple cards? Well, you can have a separate credit card for just online shopping and then another credit card for your real life shoppings. You can have a backup if one of your credit cards is lost or stolen. You can have an extra credit card as a backup when you're traveling abroad. Maybe, they don't accept this one, then you can try this one. You can also be strategic about what credit card you use for different rewards because, you probably know this, but some will reward you more for travel, so you have one for travel, and maybe you have another one that's for more regular purchases like gas and groceries, and you use those in different areas basically to get more rewards for each category. Okay, so now that you're leaving this video with more knowledge than you came in with, at least for me, when I researched all this, I didn't know everything about this, so I'm hoping you left with some good stuff. Here are some other major tips that are really helpful. Consider leaving older cards open even if you apply for a new card, because this gives you a longer credit history. Now that being said, use all of your cards at least occasionally to prevent them from becoming inactive. And if you have old cards that do become inactive, it can affect your credit. So close those old ones if you can't manage using them every once in a while, even though you're going to close the oldest one that has a long history. If you can't use it all the time, close it. And obviously, I feel like I don't even need to say this one, but I should. Paying on time is the most important thing. Never use credit cards to buy stuff that you can't afford, that you can't pay the freaking balance on at the end of the month. That's like the dumbest thing that dumb people do. You don't want to be paying 25% interest on some friggin' Air Jordans or some crap that you couldn't buy in the first place. Don't use credit cards to get yourself into debt. Use it to leverage rewards programs and get better credit scores. So that's basically it. Multiple cards doesn't death spike your credit score, but you have to be smart about how quickly you open them, open each credit card, how quickly you're opening them, how many you actually have open, and how often you're using all the ones that you do have open. If you're new to credit cards or you just want to see my top 5 picks with some juicy rewards, check out my top 5 credit card picks video, which I'll link somewhere with the card up in the top right corner or left corner. Other than that, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't so you can get new videos, because this channel, literally all we're about is making money. So if you don't want to miss anything, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you sexy people in the very next video. Peace.